City of Vancouver, ePlans Neighborhood Association Training. If you receive an email from the ePlans system, it's to notify you that a new pre-application has been submitted at the City of Vancouver. The email will say ePlans and say City of Vancouver at the top. It'll say new discussion comment, and when you scroll down, it'll have your name and the pre-app number right here for the project that was just submitted. It'll also give you the date and time when the pre-application conference will be held. Right now during COVID and the pandemic, we are not having in-person conferences, but we will hopefully in the future get back to in-person meetings. So when that does happen, this is the date and time that the meeting will be held. When you scroll down, it's going to give you some more detailed information about the project. It gives you the number here of the pre-application and then also the name of the project. This example is KSL Palisades. In the center, it's going to give you the contact email for the case manager. So that is the planner that is handling this project. So if you ever have any questions on how to use the ePlan system to view the information that was submitted for this project, or if you have some technical questions or have some inquiries about the project itself, this is the person right here that you want to reach out to. So they are the planner that is in charge of that project for the City of Vancouver. So they're going to have all the information that you could want. And their email will be right here in that email invitation in the center for you. In this example, it talks about due to the pandemic, we're not holding in-person meetings. So this may change, but once again, you can still access all the information online. And in the future, you are welcome to come to the pre-application conference itself, the meeting date and time in the email. And Clarissa Bowen, she's the one that sends these out for the City of Vancouver. So you're going to see her name down here. And at the very bottom of this email, you're going to have a link here, open project in this blue color. So this actually is a button. So when you click on this open project button, what's going to happen is it's going to take you to the login screen for ePlan. So here's the login screen for the system. It's going to automatically know your email address. So you're going to see that displayed right here. Now, all you have to do is type in your password and then click login. Once you do that, it's going to take you to that project. Here you go in the ePlan system. So this is what it looks like. It's going to show you the pre-application number right here. In this example, it's 81513. It gives you the project number and then the name of the project. So once again, it's KSL Palisades. And then at the end, it's the name of the case manager. So the planner that's handling that project. So this is Keith Jones' project. So just to show you, this is what it looks like when you log into ePlans. Now there's different tabs up here across the top. It will default to the last one that you clicked on, but the task tab here doesn't really show any information because there's nothing for you to complete in the system as a neighborhood association, right? So this will be blank and that's okay. Now the next tab here, files, this is where you can actually view what has been uploaded for this project. So you're going to notice there's a lot of information here. There's plans, documents, report. Now we'll come back to this here in a moment when I go over how to view the information, but I want to continue through these tabs to show you what they mean. The next tab over is a status tab. So this is just a brief synapse of the project. So what type of permit it is, how many files are uploaded, the time that's elapsed since they submitted. It actually breaks down here, the time that this application is spent with the jurisdiction, so the City of Vancouver, versus the amount of time it's spent with the applicant, right? So when the customer had the submittal, and it gives you a breakdown here of all the different departments. So just a brief kind of overview is that status tab, right, of the project. When you click on the info tab, it just gives you some basic information about that project. You still have the pre-application number here, the project number, the name of the project, and the case manager, right? So the person that knows all the details. And then here it's going to give you actually the contact name. So the name, email address, and the phone number of our main contact for that submittal, right? So this is actually who's submitting the plans. So you always have the name, email, and phone in case you want to reach out here. And then the reports tab, It gives you all these different reports that you can run as a neighborhood association. Some may be more helpful than others, but it's just some general information on the permit. So this one, for instance, tells you all the emails that have been sent through the ePlan system back and forth. This one displays down here where it says review status right here, department review status, shows you who has a review and if they've signed off on the project. So just some different reports you can use. Some may be beneficial, some may not, but those are the different tabs that you're going to see in the system. Now, as a neighborhood association, when you log in, the tab that you're going to be using is going to be the files tab right here, because that's where you can go to see the information, right? So what plans did the customer upload? What documents did they upload? And really, this is where you're going to be able to see what are they proposing as this project, right? So what kind of development is this going to be? So when you're on the Files tab, the first thing is on the left-hand side, you want to click on the folder that you want to view first. So we're going to go ahead and start with the Plans folder. And you're going to notice that in parentheses, it's going to say how many files are there. So in this case, there's 8 files in the Plans folder. And think of plans as being the large size actual plan pages, right? So like a site plan, so like an aerial view of the property, right? And if they're going to put a building there, where the footprint of the building is going to be, if there's going to be a parking lot, right? Or a drive-through. So it's going to basically show you the plans as they've been submitted to the city of Vancouver for this development. Now, when you click on the plans folder, you're going to see here in the center a list of all the plans that have been submitted. So we have 8 of them on this project. You can click on this little icon right here that says file info/history. What this does is this opens a thumbnail view of that file. So you can see right here, it's an aerial view of the property, right? It shows the roadways here and the site location. So you can use down here the arrow to go next and progress to the next plan page. So now you can see here, right? This looks like the building structure. Here's the parking lot that they're proposing. And you can use previous or next to go through all these plans in a thumbnail view. It also tells you right here the size of the sheet. So these are 11 by 17. The name of the person that uploaded them and the date and time. So this is a really nice, convenient way that you can go previous and next through all the files that have been uploaded. Now you may be asking, well, what if that's too small and I want to have a larger view? What you can do is you can click on the name of the file right here, or if you close this window, you can also click on the file name right here. But either way, when you click on the name of the file, it's a hyperlink, and that's going to open it here in its own window as a full screen view. So now you can really see the detailed information, right, of where that is. So this is another great way that you can view that information. So let me go ahead and go back and find another file. Let's say I scroll down and maybe this one here, building sections. I'm going to click on this because I want to open it full screen view, right? So I can view it here on the page. Now you have these buttons down at the bottom of your screen that can be very useful. This first one is fit all. So if you click on this button, it's going to put the entire page in the center there. So you can see the whole page from this view. This next button to the right, fit width, that actually sizes the page so the width of it fits on your screen like this. And you can scroll up and down to see the information. The hand tool, this is so you can drag the page around, right, and move it around to see the information that you want. And then the last button down here, the zoom button. This can be very useful because you use your mouse and you click in the left-hand corner here, and then you drag a box. And wherever you drag this box and you let go of your mouse, that's where the system's going to zoom into. So see how it zoomed into that area that I had the box drawn on? So this can be a nice, quick, easy way to zoom into just that area on the plan. So if maybe you need to be able to read the text or maybe see some more detailed information. Now to get back, because you might say, well, this is too small of a view, I need to go back. You can come down here and click on that button again to go fit all, so the whole page. So now I have the entire page there on the screen. So that's how you can open a file and how you can zoom in and out and navigate on a file. Now, when you go back, let me see if maybe I picked, let's say this one here, this floor plan view. So here we go. So it's going to open, and once again, I'm going to click down here for fit all so I can see the entire page, right? If you want to zoom in, you can click on this button here. And once again, you just left click with your mouse and hold it down and draw that square. And once it's where you want, let go, and it's going to zoom into that area right there on the plans for you. So that's a very nice, quick, easy way to use the system and zoom out or zoom in. So it's these buttons here at the bottom for navigation. Now you may be saying, what if I would like to print this? Maybe viewing them on the screen is not convenient for me and I want to be able to print this. So there's a couple different ways you can do that. Let me go ahead and go back to the screen here. So I'm going to close this window. When you're back here and you're at this view and you want to, let's say you want to print something, you can actually click here for the file info, right, history, and here's the plan, right? And once you have it open, just like we did before, when you have the name of the file selected, right, and you click on it, it's going to open here. You're going to have this drop down at the top, publish. If you click on this, you can do publish to PDF, and it's going to open this dialog box. You can go ahead and leave it all defaulted and just click publish. And what this is going to do is this is going to actually open that file as a PDF document. So you can see here now I'm zoomed in. So let me zoom out so you can kind of see the whole page there. But there's that file, and now I have it as a PDF. So it's no longer in ePlans. You'll notice that over here I have the print button. So now I can print this to my computer, right, that I have at home. You can also save this if you would like to save it, or you can email it to someone if maybe you want to share this information with somebody else. So that's a great, easy way that you can not only view the plans, but you can also save them, print them, or email them. So you have all that access through the ePlans system. So let me go ahead and close these screens here and get back to the main permit. So that's how you can view the plans, right, that have been submitted, save them and print them or email them. Now, when you go to the documents folder is also going to contain files, but they're going to be different. So this is where you're going to be able to find the application form. That's an important piece of a project. You can click on this icon here to view the thumbnail image, right? Or you can click on the name of the file if you want to open it full size screen, which I would recommend, because the application form is a great way as a neighborhood association to see what was submitted to the city of Vancouver. So this is going to tell you the type of occupancy that they're proposing, whether it's multifamily, commercial, industrial, right? So you have that information here. It's going to give you the address or the parcel number. It's also going to give you a really nice description right here of the project. So what are they proposing? Is it a multifamily apartment complex? Is it going to be a commercial building, right? So you can find a lot of great information here on the application form. It's also going to give you all the contact information, right? So who submitted the application? Who's the plan submitter? Who's the property owner? So you have all this really great information with the names, the mailing addresses, email, and phone number, all here on the application form. So this is really a great resource for the neighborhood association to get all the information about the project, right? Let me go ahead and close that. You're also going to find some information in the documents folder that would be like 8.5 by 11 size paper. So it's going to be things like, for instance, a hydrology report, or maybe some structural calc. So anything that the customer is submitting that's smaller size, you're going to find in the documents folder. Now, another folder that you're going to see here on the left is called report. So this report folder is information that we are going to give the customer. So in this case, it looks like we have Mike Swanson here who uploaded this. And when you click on it, it's going to open it full size screen for us. So they'll upload information here that they want the customer to have. So the applicant that has submitted this pre-application to the city of Vancouver, this is information that our reviewers are giving them to have. So in this case, it looks like it's going to be a stormwater report, which is rather lengthy. So it takes a little bit of time to open. And if you ever notice something like this, where it's a really large file and maybe it's taking a long time to open, if you want to cancel it, you can always just right click and do close to cancel it, because that's a larger size file. So maybe I just want to click here for the thumbnail, and here I can see a thumbnail view, right, of what it looks like. And you can see that here it is 625 pages long. So it's pretty large in size. So it may take a little while to open that file. So you can kind of get a quick view of what it looks like. You can see how many pages are in that file. If you do want to take the time to download it or print it, you can. But at 625 pages, it will take a little bit of time. So this is how you can see that information, just to know what it is. And when you're done, you can just close that, but it is there accessible for you. Another folder that you're going to see is the notifications folder. So when you click on this folder, you're always going to have this document here, the neighborhood letter. And just like before, you can click on this icon to do the thumbnail view, right? Or you can click on the name of the file to actually open it as a full-size screen. So here we go. It should open here for us. And this is going to be the normal pre-application notice that you used to receive in paper when we did it in the paper form. So it's just going to give you some information about the submittal, right? It's going to give you some contact info, right, in case you need to reach out, and just let you know that it's available here in ePlans. Now, once again, during the pandemic for COVID, we are not holding in-person meetings. So this notice will change after the pandemic ends and we are able to start having meetings in person again. But that's what's there in the notifications folder is going to be that neighborhood letter that we used to mail to you in paper. So you'll be able to still see that same information in ePlans. Now you may be saying, this is the one project, right, that we looked at, the one for KSL Palisades for Keith Jones's project, right? So I've looked at it, but maybe I want to just search for pre-applications in the city of Vancouver. So another great thing about the ePlan system is as a neighborhood association, you can come in and access all of the pre-applications for the city of Vancouver. So not just the ones that you get the emails for. So one thing I would like to show you is how to search and find things in ePlans. So the first thing is up here, you're going to have this home button. When you click on the home button, that's going to take you to the home screen here on ePlans. Now there's a couple different tabs and you're going to notice that on the tasks tab, it's going to say no tasks are available at this time. And that's okay. As a neighborhood association, there's nothing that you have to do in the system, right? It's all general information for you to be able to view, save, or print at your discretion. So it's okay when you see this, no tasks are available at that time, that's okay. If you click on this tab over here, the applications tab, this shows you the applications in the ePlan system. So this is a really great resource because like I was saying earlier, as a neighborhood association, you can access all the pre-applications that have been submitted to the city of Vancouver. There's a couple different buttons on the right here. Recent, that shows you the most recent applications that you've viewed. Now that can be helpful because maybe if you've been working with another neighborhood association or you've had some questions and you wanted to say, you know, what was that project I looked at last week that, let's say, Keith was helping me with? You can click on recent and that's going to bring up the most recent one you've looked at. And so in my case, I can see here's the application number, here's the name of the project, right? And to go into it, you can click on the application number and that's going to take you right here to that application again. Now to get back, I'm going to click on the home tab because I want to be back at my home screen. It's going to default to my applications, right? And recent, and here's the one I looked at. Now, recent is very helpful because it shows you the most recent ones you've looked at, right? So you don't have to go through and search. Now, if you want to see all the applications that have been submitted through the city of Vancouver, go ahead and click on this all button. You'll notice that now my list increases in size. And instead of me just having one project that I looked at recently, you're going to see down here that there's actually 29 pages of applications. So now I can see all the pre-applications that have been submitted through the city of Vancouver. Now, in order to find the ones that you need, you can use these columns to filter or search by all of these fields. So for instance, if you have the application number, you can click right here in this field and you can type in the application number. So one example I had was 81439. So if you type in the number, you're going to notice that it starts to filter that list. And then here you go. Here's a project, right? Now let me go ahead and delete that. And it's automatically going to refresh that screen and bring back my 29 pages worth of pre-applications, right? So all the ones here in the city. You can look at the status. Like maybe I want to look at the pre-applications that are just in review, like that. You can type it in, right? And it's going to bring up the pre-applications that are currently in review status. And you'll see down here, it'll give you a total. So right now there's 11 of them, right? That you can go through and see. Maybe you don't want to look by status, but let's say I've been talking and I know the name of the project, right? So you can click right here in description. And let's say there was one, let's say it was fourth plane, right? So when you type in fourth plane, it's going to bring up any pre-application that matches that project description. So you can see that I've got a few of them here. I've got fourth plane shopping center. Here's fourth plane Church of the Nazarene. Another one here for fourth plane community. So you can find which one you'd like to view. And just like before, you click on the application number And it's going to take you right to that project where you now have access to the plans, documents, and the report. So one thing to keep in mind when you're looking at pre-applications for the City of Vancouver, when they're in review is when you're going to receive the email as the neighborhood association, because we're notifying you that the customer has submitted a pre-application, right, for this project, and you can go in and view what they're submitting. Now, after it's been reviewed, you're going to find in the report folder the pre-application report. So right here, fourth plane PAC report. Now, that's only done after our reviewers have looked at the information and they're gonna make a determination on that project. So you're not gonna find this on brand new submittals, but one after the date and time of the pre-application meeting, right? So this is an older project. So if I click here to open the pre-app report, it's gonna open the findings. So this is after it's been reviewed by the City of Vancouver. You can scroll down and actually see what they said about it. So if it was approved or not approved, and all the information here contained for that project. And once again, when you have it open here, as a neighborhood association, you can go through the pages, right? But you also have this publish feature. So you can always go up here, do publish to PDF, leave all these defaulted and just click on publish. Now I have the pre-app report. It's going to tell me it's ready to download. I'm going to hit OK. And here it is. So this one's quite large. It's 42 pages long. But I can go through and now I have this as a PDF document. So I can view what all of the reviewers said in the City of Vancouver when they looked at this project and they want to develop it. I can come over here, I can print this report, I can save it on my computer, or I can even email it to someone. So this is a really great way that you can go through and have access to all the information that was looked at and what our reviewers at the City of Vancouver said. So let me go ahead and close the pre-app report and get back to my main screen. So that's how you can go through and navigate and look at all the information in ePlans. I'm going to go ahead and click on Home again, and that takes me to the Applications tab, right, where I have the pre-apps. And you'll notice that I'm on the All tab, right? Now, if I click on Recent, that's going to show me the most recent ones I've looked at, and now I have those too. Now, you may be asking, this is a great view in this Applications tab if I know the application number or even part of the project name, right, or maybe the status, I can search by that. But what if I have the address? So you can search by address or parcel number as well, but you will not be able to do it here in this view. So the way that you get to the area to search by the address or parcel number is right here with this search button. If you click on this button right here, it's going to open another window here for you. Now you want to click on the tab that says address/location search. When you click on this, it's going to give you this information here. The very last one is what's important. That's the site address. So for instance, if I know that there's a development, a pre-application that's coming in, and it's on Mill Plain, okay, you can type in the name of the street, you can type in the building number or the parcel number, but it'll search for that either way. So I'm going to go ahead and do Mill Plain and do search, okay, and it's going to bring up everything that matches. Now to go back, I can do new search again. So let me try a little more information because I had quite a few that came up under that because Mill Plain's a little too generic. So I'm going to try an exact address because I know right where it's at. And I'm going to type in, so 16400 Southeast Mill Plain, and I'm going to do search. Now it brings up anything that matches, and here's the pre-app. So I'm going to go ahead and click on this. It's going to ask if you want to proceed because it's going to reload the window and hit OK. And what that does is that takes you right there to that pre-app. So here's the one for Chick-fil-A, right? So, and once again, you have access to the plans and the documents. When you click on the status column, you can see that this one here says in review right here for status. So I know when I'm in files, I don't have the pre-app report yet, right? But that's because it hasn't had the meeting date or time, so they haven't made their determination yet. But you can still look at the plans here that were submitted, right, for this project. You can look at the documents. You can save them, email them, or print them. So that's how you can access all the pre-applications in the City of Vancouver, how you can view the information, how you can print it. And I hope that this has been a helpful tool in how to access the information, how to use the ePlan system. And once again, I just want to go back to those emails that we're going to be sending you when we do get a new pre-application submitted to the City of Vancouver that's going to look very similar to this right here, right? A key piece that you always want to keep in mind is this right here. So the email address of the case manager, so the planner with the City of Vancouver that's reviewing this project. So that's really going to be your go-to for this project. If you have any questions about that project in particular, or if you just need help in the ePlan system, like maybe you got stuck and it's not working the way you think it should, you can always reach out right here to your case manager, and they're going to be able to help you on how to navigate through ePlans. And also, if you have any technical information about the project, right? So that should be a definitely good go-to for you in case you have any questions. So I hope that this has been helpful. And I hope that you enjoy using the ePlan system and all the great information that it allows you to have at your fingertips now as a neighborhood association. So thank you very much for viewing this video. I appreciate it.